are the 4 female AQPs for the Clipper race. We met a few months ago and it's great to start working with these girls. It's a lot of fun.
We've been getting to know all the female crew here as well. There's loads of great women, lots of good sailors, women that love to learn how to sail. So I'm super excited to get out and sail with all of them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously for the past month we've been here working together and it's been super lovely to work in the environment and working with other female sailors.
As a whole, it's just great to see that there's so many women interested in actually sailing and going out there, and especially on this leg that we're going to, that's ahead of us. So yeah, really good, really good. It's a male world in a sense, the whole sailing, and right now we're proving it differently.
I started sailing with Clipper as crew and never felt a difference with the skipper that I had. And when I decided to become a professional sailor, I've always felt supported by Clipper actually to try and do that. So they're very open to that. I don't think for them it makes a difference.
No. I think down here, like, it's just normal. It doesn't really matter if you're a boy or a girl. It's yeah, overly accepted. I think that women can also sail and they can do this.
Yeah, there's significant integration.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually been much of a topic that we've sort of gone over for the last month. It's never really mentioned because it sort of feels like it's not really important, anything like that.
We're all doing the exact same job.
Yeah,
let's crack on with it. To any women that are out there looking at getting into sailing, then I honestly say just go out and do it.
Yeah, do it.
Do it?
Yeah, rock it.
Do it.
You can do it.
Yeah, there might be times where you feel slightly outnumbered and you might be the only female in the course or doing whatever, but it doesn't matter as long as you're just work hard and do your thing and do what you're good at. Then yeah, you get to the point where people stop even thinking about it.
If this is something you're dreaming of, don't let anything hold you back.
Time for a little update from the team on where we are. I'm hiding in our container at the moment because it's really murky outside. Things are rolling on. We're still hoping to be sailing next week. At the moment, the boat's in the water and we'll pop down and have a quick look at that. The major thing that's going on is our mast repair. So the mast is out of the rain, in the shed, and we're hoping that's all going to be done by the end of the week so the mast can go up on Monday. Everything's going really well on the mast repair. It's funny actually, putting the mast in here, you really have to come to terms with the size of it, how big it is this way. So we found out where the delamination is, and it's a problem across the whole fleet. So everyone is going to have to address this problem. We have got a specification from the designers and the mast manufacturers and the class for how to make the repair, and the repair is now underway. So it's all in this area here, and what we needed to do was just grind away the areas that are affected, and then we've got a schedule that tells us what and how to lay up the carbon to kind of fill in the gap and make sure it's bonded properly with the areas around it. There she is, looking wonderful and beautiful. At the moment, we're just kind of trying to work on getting all the systems on board going. We haven't got the guardrails on. You can see the push pit, the metal frame that goes on the front of the boat. We've had that repaired, so that's got to go back in again. So we're still kind of putting things back together, and then there's a major push at the moment on trying to make sure that everything that we've changed works and is compatible with other elements of the boat. So let's go look inside next. So it's a little bit chaotic inside here at the moment, but we're just trying to get all of those systems up and running again. We've simplified some of the electronics on board, we've added new screens, we've moved batteries. So the crucial time we've got now while that mast is being repaired, we just need to plug everything in and rev it all up. And inevitably there are going to be glitches and crashes, but this is really valuable time for us to kind of work through all of those problems, because it's a lot easier when the boat's not sailing. Our date for leaving the UK to go training in Portugal is still around the 21st of March. So we're kind of building up to that deadline. We need to go mast in, sails on, sail trials, and then we're going to look for a weather window in that month, which means we've got less than 3 weeks in the UK. And for some crazy reason, I've decided to set myself my own personal challenge before that time as well, and I've entered an ultra marathon. And running's one of my great passions. I love running. I think it's a great way both to keep me kind of mentally well and physically build my endurance. And I like long distances. I got to do quite a lot of running over the winter while the boat was out of the water, and I know when I start sailing again, my running is going to tail off. And I feel like at the moment I've got the capability to run an ultra, so I just want to find out if I can. It's on the 19th of March and it's 50 kilometres in the Purbeck, so super hilly, and I've put together a little programme to kind of train me up to and then taper off for that event. So over the next 3 weeks I'm going to be sharing a little running diary with you, so you've got an idea of what that programme looks like and you can see some of the journey towards that ultramarathon.
Shrek is a huge man mountain, really. Physical talent, Olympic gold medalist rower, but also very, very high level sailor. So that's quite rare to find that talent from multiple sports. We're very fortunate to have him in our America's Cup team to bring that level of commitment that you need to be an Olympic gold medalist rower, to really help lead the way and set an example for the team. He does that both on and off the water.
Et reparti de Martinique le dimanche qui a suivi l'arrivée, le dimanche matin. C'est la première fois que je traversais un océan. J'avais déjà navigué plus longtemps et des distances aussi longues, mais j'avais jamais traversé l'océan. J'avais hâte de voir ce que ça allait donner, le bateau au large aussi longtemps, avec l'équipage aussi. J'avais hâte de découvrir tout le monde en mer. On change un peu, donc c'est cool de voir un peu les personnalités à bord. Et dès que le vent est rentré, on est parti sous voile, directement, en volant rapidement, donc très vite, rapidement. Le meilleur moment, je trouve, c'est juste en arrivant sur le plateau de Rochebonne, pas très loin de Concarneau, le dimanche matin, très tôt au lever de soleil. On sentait bien qu'il y avait de la mer et beaucoup de vent. Et du coup, c'est quand il y a le lever de soleil dimanche matin, c'est ouf, parce que au début, tu vois que des ombres. Tu t'imagines un peu, et après quand il y a la lumière, le soleil qui se lève et tu vois les grosses vagues qui sont plus hautes que le foil, ça fait bizarre, mais c'est impressionnant, ça fait rêver. Peut-être le moment où on était un peu le plus stressé, c'est quand on a fait la pointe à 50 nœuds, là où première fois qu'on y allait avec le bateau, donc on savait pas trop comment ça allait finir. Mais je pense qu'on avait tous envie de continuer, mais on était trop loin de la maison pour faire des bêtises comme ça. Donc on a freiné, mais sinon c'était un bon moment. Ouais.
49,
50. avec Fredo, on a vu 50 sur l'afficheur, mais...
Gauthier m'a dit, ouais, on a fait 49, 59.
Ah, nous, on a fait 50 avec Fredo. On n'était peut-être pas sur le même bateau. C'était rigolo, il y a une très bonne ambiance à bord. Ça jouait au tarot, ça discutait, ça débattait. On a un bateau très confortable pour les convoyages retour. Donc on a tous barré un peu aussi, pour voir les sensations et tout. J'ai barré une seule fois. Après, t'as trop peur de pas aller assez vite. Je dirais que c'était assez sain et assez rassurant, le comportement du bateau. Jamais il part d'un seul coup à la gîte ou il enfourne. Même quand on allait à 50 nœuds, c'était pas... Ça faisait drôle d'aller à 50 nœuds, mais c'était pas ça faisait pas hyper peur.
Jer's designed a couple of simple bits to swap to slow it down.
I originally actually came over to help out setting up the new CAD system, some design software. Once I got here, we discovered that my background in motorsport would actually be a big help to the land speed project, so it was all a bit of a fortunate coincidence. It's a little bit different the way that the load transfers through the craft. Normally you've got drive coming from the wheels, or you've got braking loads, or you've got cornering loads, and they're the big things you need to worry about, whereas here we've got more vertical loads that we're dealing with. The wind load, to manage the wing, we've got quite a bit of ballast as well to balance the craft, and that's been a bit of a new way of looking at things.
Glenn has asked for things to be variable as well. Oh, yeah.
Big things in this craft, we've got to get Glenn down inside it. We've got to keep him safe because he is going to be going over 200 kilometres an hour. A race car, typically the composite tub is the main structure of the chassis, where we've actually got the main structure of the chassis carrying all the wind load, and it's simple in one aspect because that tub just needs to be his little capsule. It doesn't need to carry all the body loads. So he's going to be quite a long way reclined, which I think is something that's a little bit new for him. The one thing that we did need to sort out was the canopy, to make sure that it's aerodynamic and it's a very flat profile, and to make sure that he can see through it clearly.
Well, here we are at Graham's factory at Atlas Plastics here in Melbourne, just making some prototype test screens, actually on a 3rd scale. It's important to do some prototype ones first to make sure we're in the ballpark.
We probably underestimated at the beginning how tricky it was going to be to form that, but luckily we met Graham and he knows how to do that side of it.
We can discuss it and then we'll be ready to go to the full size.
Go for the big one.
We would have really struggled to get this canopy thing to work if it wasn't for Glenn being able to go there and just get it done. His ability to understand the manufacturing and the building side of it, as well as being a pilot. Great to be back to, prototype sort of, back of the napkin sketch type stuff, and having the guys here are able to build good parts out of such simple information. They really know their job, and it's great as a designer to be able to give them some pretty simple information and know that they can work with it and get the job done.